Pick a card, your soul's journey. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another pick a card reading for you. Before we get into the piles, we're going to go ahead and light a little bit of sagey sage. I want to take a moment to welcome those that are new to my channel. Thank you for stopping in. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for your support. Hope everybody's having a great day or night, whenever it is that you happen to be watching this, as these readings are timeless. So, today we are going to be reading about your soul's journey. Big topic. Big topic. And we're going to be selecting from the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck. That'd be this card, or this deck. Alrighty. So I would like to know about the soul's journey. And we are going to be picking 3 piles. I'd like a card for pile number 1, please. I'm seeing a dry, cracked road in like a canal almost. Okay. Rhodiola. With wisdom. Card number 2, please. Rue. With protection. And card number 3. With hibiscus. Oh, as I throw it on the table here. These are your options. Let's get a little zoom. And of course I will post a little picture if you need a bit more time in order to make your selection. I'm just going to throw them down, both. Yep. Pick your pile, and I will see you at your reading. Hi, pile number 1. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. So you chose this beautiful card, Rhodiola, the number 37, with wisdom. I wanted to read you really quick just about the unicorn, about the herb, and about the intention. The unicorn is known as a great protector of the forest. Like Rhodiola, some unicorns are said to live near high mountains to this day, protecting the wise and ancient forests left. Rhodiola and your cards today are to remind you that you're intelligent, embodied, intuitive, articulate, and knowledgeable. You exude mastery, wisdom, purity, authority, and wisdom. Emotions do not cloud your judgment. Your actions are measured carefully and intuitively as you contain the ancient codes on the ways of heaven and on earth. The subtle essence of the unicorn resides in the third eye. If the unicorn medicine comes to you, your sense of wise creativity and aliveness will deepen. Don't neglect your medicine. Honor your natural gifts. Stand tall. Own your medicine and who you are becoming. I feel like that's an energy check within itself. This has also been used by the Vikings for fertility. Quite interesting. Energy check for pile number 1. I want to take a moment also to welcome those of you new to my channel. And for the repeat offenders, thank you so much for showing up as well. Energy check for pile number 1, please. 2 cards. The Queen of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you guys are very psychic, very intuitive, very in touch. A lot of you guys can be quite empathic as well. Let's hope I don't dump this everywhere or light things on fire. We frown on that. Energy check with the Ace of Pentacles, why is that not just a surprise at all? Okay, I feel like you have had to dive deep many, many times, many, many times over. And even with the herb itself that you selected, I mean, I feel like this suggests to me that you've had multiple instances where you've had to go within yourself and reinvent and pull out deep within yourselves all the pearls of wisdom, all the things that you really have been gifted. I feel like even by your ancestors, things that you have been graced with and gifted, and things that were handed down to you from your ancestors. But also I feel like a lot of you guys are divinely taught, divinely guided. You stopped listening to people who are surrounding you. A lot of those people, by the way, you're correct, they want to sabotage you. I feel like also you're somebody with the unicorn energy right here that can incite jealousy quite easily. But I also feel like you have a lot of emotions and a way of speaking to people and of speaking of situations. That was weird how I said it, but of speaking to people and of situations that is a healing balm to their soul. I think that's very important to continue working and trusting in your truth and in your divine mission. I feel like perhaps a lot of you guys are here because you may want a little bit more clarity, or you're on the right path and you feel it in your bones, but there's not a lot in the outside world that's really affirming that maybe perhaps you're on the right journey, on your soul's path, if you will, right? So if this describes you, then hang in there, because this indeed is your reading. We're going to be finding out what is helping you on your journey. Pile 1, what's helping you on your journey? What is helping this journey? 2 cards. The awakening. Ooh. Okay, come now. Focus. No? Yeah. You have the awakening. And we have what? The Wayfarer. Not to be confused with the shopping online Wayfarer. Okay. So I'm going to say here that this is about new beginnings, but these are solid new beginnings. A lot of you guys could be revamping your life. I heard tread softly. A lot of you guys could be going through it, or have just recently gone through it, and you're finding your own peace within yourself. Now, this is also the pile that has had many different awakenings, probably 2 at least, great awakenings where you've woken up from the matrix and really saw things from a higher perspective. You're able to see who people are. I heard the word finally. Finally, I'm able to see people for who they really are. And I feel like you indeed, I'm looking at the wings right here, and then I kind of looked outside and I saw a bird, a big, big bird. I don't know if it was a turkey vulture or if it was a raven. I love them both. But I feel like you're looking at things from a higher perspective. And I feel like once upon a time, maybe perhaps you were sought after, and you are still sought after for these reasons, for your wisdom, your pearls of wisdom, your knowledge, the way that you can soothe and help other people. You are the medicine, in fact. And I'm going to say that you've become very selective to how you distribute that medicine. You know that it can be quite potent, but also medicine can be quite addictive. And in a lot of ways, I feel like perhaps you've encountered people that not only wanted to, because of jealousy and envy, wanted to sabotage you, but became quite addicted to your energy. And so in a lot of ways, these people want to be selfish and keep you all to themselves. They don't want you hanging out with friends. They don't want you glowing up, growing up. They didn't want you having, other resources, because in their eyes it meant that they would have less of you. And that's an extremely selfish way of looking at things. It's definitely unbalanced and unhealthy. Now, another thing that I'm noticing is, of course, the uniform. You got to, speak about the elephant or the unicorn in the room. And you are somebody who definitely, when you come into the picture, people go, wow, that is a unicorn. Like, this is somebody who's unusual, who's different. And they automatically can sense that you are of high order. I feel like that you are of high caliber. You might really enjoy things of high quality as well, like the life of luxury. Who doesn't love that? But I'm thinking things, not like everything has to be rich or whatever. I want to be rich, but maybe, I mean, with a treasure perhaps. But I feel like you understand that the deeper meaning of being rich is not what is solely on this 3D world, but being rich in experience, being rich in knowledge and wisdom. And also, I think that you're quite rich in learning how to navigate and helping other people navigate what is real intangible and what is spiritual, and how those two maybe even perhaps combine, and how you can balance those in a manner that makes you not materialistic but makes you enjoy the 3D things without having to become necessarily so focused on this world. Okay, I hope I'm making sense here. Now, I had started filming this, and I chose a labradorite because it was a stone nearest me, and it just didn't fit. So I regrouped and I started filming again your pile, and I chose a green tourmaline. And I'm going to say that a lot of you guys, you're learning how to protect yourself. And part of your journey, your soul's journey, is to not only give to other people, but it's also to help them identify what is the treasure within themselves. Because I feel like that is your way of presenting to the world what's special. Is like what's special about you as well. It's not just one person. One person cannot make a difference. Well, I guess we can, one person at a time, right? They make a difference in the world, I was going to say. This is green tourmaline. I don't know if you can see this, but that is so beautiful. I love green tourmaline. And you could have something about you that perhaps you wear a lot of black. You like to, maybe even you like crystals. There could be something like that. Oh, please, calm now. There we go. And I'm going to say that people could feel like you're a little bit of a wanderer, a little bit of a dreamer, a little bit of I got my head up in the clouds kind of a thing. But I feel like they don't really quite understand that you're actually communing with spirit. And I think that this is becoming more apparent. Her jawline all of a sudden just like really popped to me and became something of a point of focus right now. So I feel like it's almost like from your lips to God's ears, that kind of a sentiment. But I feel like you embody those words in a lot of ways. And I feel like also you come into people's lives when they are going through it, when they're having major difficulties, major crisis, when they need to actually make major decisions. So you are almost like the spiritual Red Cross, okay, if you will. So that is your energy check. But I feel like also this dipped into your soul's journey. But that is what's helping you. What's helping you on your journey currently. Let's see, what's helping you on your journey? The Chariot. You're not afraid to make moves. You're not afraid to make moves. You're not afraid to stand against people that would try to subdue you. I feel like you're very gentle. And then with the horse, again, even though this is a seahorse, this chariot right here is so beautiful. And is it a seahorse? Maybe I don't know. It's a horse mermaid thing, right? But I feel like with the horse, you're seeking a lot of freedom. You have a lot of freedom. You seek a lot of freedom. Freedom means a lot to you. And what is helping you right now are any moves that you are currently making where you are unrestricted, where you get your positive and negative polarities, your ducks in a row. Doesn't have to be that everything is perfect, but it definitely means that you have an idea and a mission or a strong connection to spirit, where that just connects you and tells you exactly where you need to go. And what also is helping you is anyone who dares challenge like what it is that you're doing, your journey or your mission. I think that you're not having any of it. You're like, whoa, everybody stand back. I'm a deep diver. Let's go put this over here. Look, I'm a deep diver and I'm checking out all the treasures. But what people don't understand is that you're really trying to help humanity. I don't feel like this is only just treasure for one person, for yourself, or for even the people that come to you for help, for assistance, and for guidance. I feel like that happens quite often, by the way, and that is part of your soul's journey or mission, right? But also is your ability to protect yourself, to block off anything that hinders, to really put up barriers and limits and boundaries. So that's what's really helping you on your journey. Make no mistake, these are really good moves. Currently, I'm going to pull one more for what is helping you on your journey. The Nine of Swords. Well, that's unexpected. Okay. So you are on the icy brink right here. And so what's helping you is that maybe you are facing all of your shadow side, your fears, all of the things that want to kind of seduce you and call you, like the siren is trying to really tempt this person with her song. And this person's like, I'm not listening to you. I know what you're all about. Okay. And being up at night and all of this anxiety, you could be somebody who experiences a lot of anxiety. And I heard muscle fail. I don't know if some of you guys have like twitches or things like that that have been happening lately. That would be another confirmation. But these things, your ability to see what it is that calls you, maybe even the siren can represent like a weakness to you, and how this water is churning. You know that if you dare get into that water, it's all over, because with the undertow, it's not something that you can really swim out of. It's going to be not a good experience, let's say. So what is hindering your soul's journey at this point in time, please? What's hindering your soul's journey? Show me for a pile. One. The Eight of Pentacles. Oh my God. Work. And I all of a sudden got that like song stuck in my head. I want to be rich. You know, I don't feel like it's trying to be rich. I feel like it's trying to produce, and maybe you're trying to take care of family, trying to take care of your basic needs, trying to take care of yourself. I feel like this is a whole family scene right here. But Eight of Pentacles, what's hindering you right now is having to put food on the table, frankly. I mean, it's not for everybody though. I feel like this is a very difficult time where, you know, prices of everything is astronomical. Even people can't like live for a decent wage. It seems like it's taking up more and more of people's paychecks in order to survive. Nothing that's hindering you is the Page of Wands. It could be that you're like a little bit of in love with love. Sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, this is shiny, let me look. And you get a passion for it, a desire for it. You're like, wow, I really would like to do this. And I resemble that remark, by the way. I love everything that's good, everything that's different. If there's a pottery class or something different, I want to like jump into it and explore it. And I'm not one of these people that, you know, oh, buy this small package so that you can, you know, paint by numbers and understand painting. I'm like, nope, I'm going to buy the freaking oil paints and the linseed oil, and I'm going to try to figure it out the hard way because that's who I am. So that could be a blockage to you, is just being distracted by all the things that are shiny or the things that are new instead of sticking with what it is that your gift is, and introducing things in a methodical way. The new and the shiny is not bad. It's just that when you have too many of them, you could easily get distracted. Okay, so, and what is also hindering you is the Three of Swords. It is blockages to your heart chakra. It is looking at what was lost, what is gone, past betrayals. So looking at things too deeply, it's okay to process things, but getting focused on, you know, this person betrayed me, and having that energy be never ending is definitely not helpful to you on your journey of healing other people, on your journey of helping other people see what the pearls of wisdom they have and how to dive deep. Because I feel like you show other people how to dive deep into their own psyche, into their own hearts, in order to bring back, to bring forth and reveal what it is that their strength is. Okay. I feel like you're in a lot of ways, a leader of the masses. Again, with that unicorn and all of this terrain back here, I feel like you've traveled through much and you need to kind of refocus a little bit. If you're going to introduce something new into your life, make sure that it's like maybe one thing a month, or, I mean, you got to temper that, okay? Because that's how you're going to successfully complete your mission. And there's no like, oh, I've arrived, oh, I've completed, right? I wish it was all like GPS. You have arrived, but life hasn't yet told me that. So here we are. Okay. Anything else we need to know? Seven of Cups, yeah. You could be a bit of a dreamer, and I think we talked about that a little bit. But I also feel like you have the wisdom to see like what is really viable and cross things off your list. I feel like that is going to be important for you, is to keep things fun and fresh because you like the shiny and the new, and to kind of experience and dive off into some, different adventure. But it's important for you to come back to your true mission and not get too carried away. And also, like putting in overtime and a lot of hours at work and things like that may not be beneficial at this time. Yes, I do understand that there, you need to work and there's things like one income family type thing, but there also needs to be parameters on that. Maybe you can set some limits. So we're going to look at this right here. I open myself to guidance from the universe. Woo. So show me what I need to see. This is for pile number 1. What is going to help them? What are their allies? Who, what, where? All of it. Why, when? Let's see. Yay! This is one of my favorites. You are divinely guided. What did we just say? Pile number 1. We talked about that earlier. When we first opened up, Spirit guides you. You're divinely guided. Whatever it is that you've been doing, and it may seem awkward and weird to other people, people may not understand it whatsoever. Do your thing. Continue doing your thing, because Spirit says this is actually it. Now, you might be somebody into crystal gazing or water scrying. I do both. I love it. You might utilize crystals like this baby right here. Yeah, I don't want to drag her over because I'm liable to have her roll all over the place. But you are definitely somebody who has gifts, and you can utilize that in order to really help the world, help give hope to people as well. I feel like this is a face right here. I feel like you're also quite the warrior, and people mistaken that. I feel like you can bring down buildings with your wisdom. And people tend to be a little bit afraid of you, but that's okay. You have angels here with you. I feel like you have ancient ones also overseeing you. And you have people, I feel like guides from the other realms, really like frog energy, okay? Like allowing you to regenerate. And some of your regeneration could seem to be poison to other people. All right. So, and that's just simply because they have to go through their own awakening and their own growing and their own guidance. But in some way, shape, or form, we sharpen each other. So even all the quote negative stuff winds up really helping and assisting other people. Yeah. But listen to your guidance. So that's what I have for you, pile 1. Much love to you. And until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 2. My name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. If you are a new person coming to this channel, welcome, welcome. Hope you find everything that you anticipate and that you need. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping by and for your support. Much appreciated. Hope everyone is doing well. Pile number 2, you chose Rue. This beautiful card. And this is about protection. So something in this, of course, is actually leading me to look here. And I feel like this is heart chakra vibes, not only because of the lion, but also simply because of what appears to be a heart upside down. You could be very well somebody who is in your heart space quite a bit, and there needs to be quite a bit of protection for you. Now, I wanted to read a couple of things about this card itself because I'm not super familiar with the actual herbs. And this is Rue, protective. In the upright, it is psychic shield, auric protection, angelic wisdom, banisher of darkness, and restoration of vitality. And I love this for you because right away, this gives me, of course, the strength card in the traditional tarot. But this is that you have the strength, but not only that, I feel like you have angelic strength and you have magnetic protection. So even if you feel like sometimes you're out here in the world all by yourself, just know that you're divinely protected. And I don't think that that is an accident. It's a definite need. If you need psychic protection, then that's there for a reason. It is no accident. And that tells me quite a bit about you even before getting into your energy check, right? So we're going to go ahead and look at this card and let's see a little bit more about you and do an energy check. I'm also looking at this flower on the top of the mind, on the top of the lion, and also the infinity, the sign for protection. You could be feeling like you are out alone in the world, like I said before. For some reason, the ruby stone, I feel the crystal is going to be really helpful for you. The first card that flips out, pile number 2, I have the Justice card, okay? And this is your energy check. One more card for the energy check, please, just to make sure we're in the right pile. For pile number 2, we have the Spirit of Swords. Woohoo, formidable. Okay. So you take no prisoners, and pile number 2, you do not suffer fools lightly. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say that another thing that this brings me into focus is that excuse me, anybody with the sword connection, right? There's a bunch of butterflies right here. You've undergone a lot of changes. And I feel like this is stating right now that you may have been needing a lot of protection, perhaps even your whole life. And I feel that. Pile number 2, you could be somebody who because I feel like a sweetness. I don't feel somebody that's combative. I feel like merely just being you, just exuding your own essence. I feel like that can, quote, invite attacks on other people. Now, I do feel like maybe perhaps you could be a little bit similar to pile number 1, a little bit dreamy, but I feel also that you have an innocent air about you or a purity about you that makes people kind of, I hate to say it, you can't make people do anything, but people like want to attack you around you, and that's why you're divinely protected. With the Justice, I do feel like the scales are balancing, and you may be very uncomfortable this time in your life where you feel like you are utilizing more your intellect, perhaps now more than ever before. And of course, with the green tourmaline right here, that is definitely a stone of protection. You might wear a lot of black, maybe a little bit to blend in, but also to not stand out. Isn't that the same thing? Kind of similar, I guess. And you could be Libra, you could be Leo, you could even be a Virgo, but regardless of what the sign is, I'm going to state that right now it is a little bit uncomfortable for you. You've been divinely protected your whole life. Not saying that bad things haven't happened, you haven't experienced attacks, not at all, but I feel like Spirit has largely been a protectant of yours, even if you've experienced some really harsh and bruising things in your life. And it's really difficult to express that because, especially coming from, I guess, a childhood like I did, or a world like we see currently today with a lot of things being exposed, it's difficult to say, well, you know what, there is a presence that is protecting those kids, or those people are enduring abuse and they are survivors, but there's a presence that have always protected them. But believe it or not, I feel like this is perhaps why, and in different ways, your mind has been really shielded, and perhaps you can, yeah, there's a lot of fives. You do well with a lot of changes. You've had a lot of changes in your life. And the reason why you can land on your feet is, everything is a give and take. Nothing is going to be picture perfect. And maybe those memory lapses serve to save you. Now, if this is your story, I really don't want to get super detailed, but I feel like if if that fits with your conscience and your spirit, then this is your reading. And I echo that truthfully. Okay, your soul's journey. That was heavy. Let's start with what is hindering you. What is hindering you on your journey? Okay. Okay, yep, definitely similar to pile number 1. We have the Three of Swords. Maybe perhaps you would think of yourself as having a panache of bringing in people that betray you easily, that when they see something shiny, they kind of move on quickly, or people that will throw you under the bus for whatever reason. And usually I'm hearing the word self-glorification. So I feel like these people are really out to, in a lot of ways, compete with you secretly, secret competitions, but also to glorify themselves because they feel, frankly, so crappy about themselves. That is not an excuse, but it does help sometimes with understanding. Now, we'll get more into this, but that's what's been hindering you, is maybe you've had a lot of heartache and betrayals in your life. What else is hindering you? What are you missing? What's hindering you on your soul's journey, please? Oh, wow. Okay, we pulled a bunch of cards. Ace of Cups. Maybe it's the new start of, hey, I love you, I'm in love with you, or maybe you get distracted by the word love. But this is I could never say the word. I think I must say this word, reciprocity, reciprocal energy, okay? But I can't say the other version of that word. And y'all know because you're really super smart. But I can't say it. I'm sorry. So with the Ace of Cups here, I feel like maybe perhaps you're waiting on reciprocal energy. Perhaps you've looked at all the fish in the sea, if this is a romantic thing. If this is not, I feel like in every way, shape, and form, you're all heart-centered, because this is all about the heart chakra, is it not? And in some ways, this can mislead you. This can kind of produce the character that overly trusts people in spite of what is being shown. Okay, definitely connection number 1. And with this Eight of Pentacles here, now work could be a blockage for you of sorts. And this is what would be hindering, is maybe perhaps you are looking at, okay, work is only in this area. It is all encompassing. And this is what it looks like. Every player gets to kind of fend for themselves a little bit and add to the pot. And, how they say there's no I in team, and all things like that. And it would be nice if people participated. And I'm not talking about equality, even with the Justice card, like you're expecting, oh, you do 50, I do 50, or whatnot. But I do feel like you take on way more than the lion's share, okay? Way more than your share of work. And I feel like you put your heart and soul into it. You might work late into the night. You might even think late into the night about how to advance things. Maybe perhaps you bring work home and work off the clock, or you go and work off the clock, things like that. But that seems to be a really big thing for you. And you're all about wanting to keep the peace. And this, I feel like, can stand in the way of justice and stand in the way of you utilizing your mind, actually, and cutting through the chase in a lot of ways. Because right now this is stating, well, this is who I am, and I have the strengths, and I have the ability to bring people together. But really, is it your job 24/7 if you don't own the company to bring people together? Now, we're not talking about joining the oppositional force where we're divisive, where we're making waves, where we're causing ripples, or we withdraw in a passive aggressiveness in order just for people to really see and appreciate us. That is not it at all either. But I do feel like your vision needs to be a lot more about what is equitable and less about what you can give. That is a lecture for myself. If you could relate to this, then I feel you. Okay, if you're liking these kind of reads, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Yep. And once again, I'm hearing agony, but angst, a lot of mental conflict. a lot of siren energy where perhaps even this siren appears to, or even a mermaid because it's a mermaid deck. Um, well, they're not the same, but they both have tails. Anyways, I feel like the siren is stating, but you have the ability and you could, give. And this is about leading you to overgive. And so you think about all the needs of other people, all the people that are begging, okay, I want this greenery, I want lush places and growth and things like that. And yet these people are not willing to turn around and apply that same method, that same mindset and heart set into the business themselves, especially if this is not your company, if this is somebody else's. And there's nothing wrong for rooting and being the wind behind people's wings and things like that. But also there is a real, I feel like people have a lot of luck, but I heard the word divisiveness, if I'm going to be truly on point with what I'm hearing and channeling. So I feel like people can understand exactly the caliber of what and who you are and what that consists of, that you are completely all heart centered, and they can allow you to run with it and have expectations. This siren right here expects this person camping up front to be able to jump down and do whatever the siren wants, which is drown. I'm not laughing, that's not funny, sorry, but I mean, and this is anxiety. So what's getting in your way is really cooperating to the extent of burnout. This is over giving, over loving. This is overdoing. This is not having limits and boundaries with yourself and others. So it might behoove you to really get out a notepad and say, okay, this is where I'm overgiving. I'm coming in on my time off. I'm doing these things in order to please other people. I'm the only person that is generating ideas. And while on the clock, that's a great thing. But I also take it home and I think about things at nighttime. And I make lists for the company. And I, so on and so forth. So I think you get the idea. You might be attending meetings and things like that, and doing it just with the spirit of, well, I can, or it interests me, or whatever. But also, this is becoming, or is, a one-man show in a lot of ways. And so you want to be careful that everything, once again, is equitable. So it's time to go ahead and put the blinders on your own eyes and go ahead and get a feel. Get a feel for what feels balanced. Does this feel balanced? Are other people doing similar things like that? And is this really where you want to spend all your energy? Because I think not, honestly. So let's find out what is helping you on your journey now that we have that out of the way. So pile 2, I had to buy a number because I feel like sometimes when I channel or I take a break in the middle of readings, I'll forget what number I'm on. This is my clue, not for you. Pile 2. What is helping you on your journey? Your soul's journey. Clarity, baby. Clear. The truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God, right? So I even have this rope that actually looked like a worm for a minute when I was looking at it through the camera. Some of you guys could be into like doing parasite cleanse and things like that, simply because I saw the worm and the sword. But if that's not you, then that's okay. It's a message for one person. Moving on. What is helping you on your journey? Maybe some of you guys need to do a parasite cleanse, and that would actually really help. Juggling. Maintaining balance. This goes back to me for balance. That equanimity we talked about. Learning how to juggle things in a positive way, where you're not over juggling and throwing 4 pentacles up in the air, or even 3. You are actually just doing what you can, and maybe this is juggling things that you do for yourself and your regular job and things like that. So if you have a side gig, a side hustle, you're devoting time for that. You're not allowing your 9 to 5 to consume you, or the work that you get paid to do to consume you on your off hours. Let me specify, this is not hose down the ship and what is that, where they take the captain and they boycott the captain. What do they call it? Oh gosh, it left my brain. But anyways, you get the point. We're not trying to overthrow the powers that be. We're just trying to make sure everything is in balance once again. So what is helping you? 2 more cards. You have potential. What is helping you right now on your quest is potential, okay? Clear up, please. Thank you. That is beautiful. So this is about stepping over and taking a chance on you. Take a chance on me. Yep, that's super old song. You're welcome. But this is the Fool card in your regular tarot deck. And typically this is depicted by a loyal dog. But this is depicted with a tiger. And I'm going to say that you have a lot of potential and that you have a lot of fire. Just watch where you're going, watch where you're stepping, and make sure that you have confidence in what it is that you're doing. I feel like you're more sure-footed now than you ever have been before. So if you have any self-doubt, I think you are underestimating yourself. Well, what else is helping? The Nine of Wands. Yep, create barriers, create limits, make sure, once again, that everything is equitable, that's balanced, making sure that you show up in the energy of a thinker, of somebody who is a vision quester. Is that a word, a vision quester? I don't feel like it is. It's not even a term, but it is now. So somebody basically who goes on a vision quest, and you want to keep your eyes focused on not the final product necessarily, but where are you headed? What is your soul's journey? And you're all about the heart and about protection. And maybe indeed you are a protector. Maybe you are somebody who dreams of having a security business, a home security business, or maybe you want to join Homeland Security. It's a whole different topic. Maybe you are into training people how to be secure at the home front, how to have that 7-minute plan that if nobody can get to you, this is a plan. I go for my handgun. This is the plan. Handgun gets me to the good stuff like the shotgun or the rifle or whatever, and so on and so forth. So maybe you're into that as well. Maybe you are an advocate, but whatever this is, I feel like you are leading from a place that is pure, and that's why you're divinely supported. And by the way, this is why you're divinely protected, because you have a vision that is supported. Indeed, your vision has been given to you by spirit itself. Okay. So I would like to know, who are your allies? And right bottom of the deck, who are your allies? Someone from your past, I feel, but you want to be careful with that energy, because if you know, you know. People from your past can be very jaded. Not everybody here, you know, believes in the Bible and things like that, or is Christian, but even thinking about Jesus and how he was scorned, kind of scorned, or not appreciated in his own hometown. He had to leave. And but I feel like here people know exactly what you've produced and how you were the team player. If you look at the 6 and you divide it, obviously it would be 3, how you have a spirit of cooperation, collaboration. So people from your past could actually be quite helpful at this point in time, or people from your childhood. Who and what are your allies? I'm getting the what? Look, she wanted to come out. The Star. Of course, the Star is your ally. Follow your dream, your vision, and the way that you're going to follow it, especially at this point in time in your life, is by using your intellect to forge the way to cut through all the nonsense and to make little tiny pivoting recourse actions in order to set you on the best trajectory. And the Sun. Okay, I can't even read anymore. This is your entire reading. You have the Star and the Sun. This is, yes, you got this. Continue going this route. Pile number 2. This is just phenomenal. Wow. So if you've been feeling lonely, you've been feeling in the dark, like things are never fair, that there is no justice, then continue doing what it is that you're doing and seeking peace and, you know, mapping out a course for other people, because you are incredibly needed in this world, in this realm, and in any of the dimensions, actually. And I feel like you're going to be crowned. Some people could even actually pedestal you by the time this is done and over, but I don't see that people see you clearly now. Okay, so you're very misunderstood, but that's all right. Keep doing you. And things will come into a sharp focus, just like a camera for other people. So, much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 3. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another pick a card reading. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping in. And if you're a repeat offender, thank you. I appreciate your support. Pile number 3, you chose the hibiscus. Hibiscus with a number 14 and the joy. The joy, not even joy, but the joy. Anywho. A little from the book real quick. In the upright, it is nectar. It is grace and sensuality, beauty, divine feminine, nurturing, creativity, and abundance. Okay. With the number 1, yeah, this is the number 1, all about you and what you're made of and what you're bringing to the world. We're exploring your soul's journey. The number 4, this is about manifesting things in having stability, having abundance. So, pile number 3, let's do an energy check for you, shall we? Energy check for pile number 3 on your soul's journey, please. We have chance. I always look at this card and I think change. Interesting, because it almost looks like a G. But chance, and we have the 6 of Cups here. Okay. So perhaps this is stating that you have come into a time in your life where you are quite abundant. Now, abundant doesn't necessarily have to be riches and luxuries. It can mean that. But basically everything that your hand is touching, that sounded awkward, is really turning to gold. It is actually producing things that are peaceful. Maybe it's producing flowers, literally. Maybe you are a sanctuary for hummingbirds. Are those things a thing? Maybe. But I feel like this has a lot of Empress energy, and the Empress is extremely sensual, very sexual as well. And so maybe perhaps this has been a big change. Maybe you're just now coming into your own and exploring all of those things about yourself, your body. What does it mean to be really sensual, not the sexualized things that we see on TV? And actually, I'm seeing 3 faces here, so that gives me a little bit of energy of like the maiden and the crone. Oh my gosh, how did I forget? It's a young girl, and it's the middle-aged lady, and then it's the older lady. Anyways, I think you will get my drift. So the 6 of Cups, this is like a return to the past. And maybe you're moving, or you have moved somewhere that you grew up in. It could be like the same city, the same state, anything like that. Could be a factor. And I think that things are being illuminated. All of these cups are actually being lit. That is funny. And with these flowers actually blocking the lady, looks like lady anyways, then we get just the illusion or the idea that you're being nourished by things from the past. And it's almost like things have come full circle. With change, a lot of things actually have remained quite similar in a lot of ways, but similar in a good way. And I feel like you're embracing yourself, your vitality, your abundance, even if you have like a dry crust of bread on a tin roof, or horribly paraphrase, you're welcome. But even if you really think, well, gee, I don't really have anything, like how am I abundant? Well, you could have an abundance of friends. You can have unseen support and seen support. You can have an abundance of freedom, which in many different places, that is just even unthinkable. So there's so many ways to be abundance other than, once again, what you see on television. But I feel like this is just enjoyment of your own body as well. Now, you could be a singer, a speaker, a motivational speaker, an inspirational speaker. You could have, I don't know, social media where you do some, I feel like teaching vibes anyways. But let's get a little bit more energy about your energy check here. Pile number 3. The 5 of Swords. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like you are leaving or have left a situation where people have lied to you. They have been happy to backstab you. Maybe you've even had to endure and have been in the thick of it. Now, for some of you guys, this is family, okay? Family who's willing to just get ahead and use you and whatever else in order to get ahead. And that is incredibly unfortunate and disgusting. But let's see. Energy check for pile number 3, please. And the King of Wands. So this could be maybe a parental figure, paternal figure, or somebody who identifies more with like the male characteristics, like the mover and the shaker. The fact that it's got a fin and he is a shark in this picture, he identifies as shark, okay? What can I say? This person could be just extremely ambitious and a go-getter, and maybe perhaps you were betrayed by someone like that. And this has a lot to do with you basically turning inward and owning yourself. And I feel like almost this is giving me a little bit like not multiple personalities, but kind of. And a little bit like, when you fragment, when you have experiences and you actually fragment. And I'm having a hard time getting my thoughts collected and linear. So you could be someone who is easily kind of distracted or bounces around in energy quite a bit. And I feel like the reason for that is because when you're surrounded by people that you cannot trust, you have to continue changing in order to meet that energy or in order to defend against it. Okay, in order to ward off whatever is headed towards you. So regardless of, the level of participation, which I don't think is much, I think that here she is clearly wounded and just looking in horrification. Why did I even think of that word? But she's looking in horror about that. And here this little penguin guy is like, it's going to be okay. So you could have had somebody like console you during this whole mess. But I feel like that's the energy that you are leaving. Let me get a little bit more clarity here because that could be... Boom. This is about facing you, yourself. Me, Myself, and Irene. Remember that movie? But this is more, the Lover's card is all about making a choice. And this is making a choice. And maybe perhaps you're trying to integrate like who you were when you were younger as to who you were when you were in your 20s versus who you are in your 30s if you're older. But some form of that doesn't have to be necessarily an age group and a pact like that. It could be experiences like who you were, as a child growing up with the innocence and what you looked as a teenager, what you saw and what you dreamt about. But you're looking for a way to balance these in a cohesive manner. And you're finally looking in the mirror in a way that really, and the reason why I say finally is I feel like you've seen yourself in the mirror, but you haven't seen yourself in the mirror because you compared yourself to many. And maybe perhaps this is why this is a little bit of a lot of different people and energy, okay? Like you are trying to do, even soul retrieval could be a thing for you. Now, in here, traditionally, this talks about having a choice in lovers or making a choice about a lover. Do I stick with the old or go with the new? Do I, stay by myself or go with someone new? Whatever the case may be. So that could have something to do with your situation that you are leaving, because I feel like you're more encompassing this peace and this change. You're not here for the drama no more. That's for sure. So let's find out what's hindering you on your journey. Pile number 3, if you're liking the kind of readings, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. So fun to watch the squirrels out here doing their thing. What is hindering you on your soul's journey, please? Because you were meant to embody yourself fully. The monarch. This could be, once again, the parental figure. In this case, like the mother figure. This is a lot of changes, and I feel like this is following your own way. This is having the strength and the bravery to be who you are and embracing all the differences. I mean, you still fly if you're this white butterfly, and it's like one of these things does not look like the other. And maybe perhaps you could have been somebody who was a little bit like mocked. I mean, I was teased a lot for being different, and you know what? I'm still very different, but now I actually embrace those differences. I don't want to be like everybody else. Even though at times I feel like it's easy to kind of slip back into because you feel more easily accepted or less of an oddity. But here we are. Yep. So we have the Warrior of Swords at our beck and call. So I feel like you're somebody who is well used to change. And again, well used to maybe even feeling nostalgic, but you're transforming that. And you're cutting out all the garbage that doesn't allow you to be you. If it is, let's say, generational expectations, that was kind of weirdly said, but if people expect you, well, this is generation, you're supposed to take care of your parents, you're supposed to take over the family business, you're supposed to provide for your younger siblings or whatever. I think that you're letting those things go in favor of doing what fulfills your soul. And I feel like with the third eye right here, you might have that connection to pile number 2. So I feel like this is about warding off and embodying who you are and being okay with it. And regardless of what other people say, I feel like you are met with even strong disapproval at times. And so that could be what is hindering you. So let's find out what is helping your journey. Show me what I need to see. Thank you. What is helping? What's helping pile 3? Possible connection of pile number 1 if you feel led to. Not necessary, but only if you feel led to. And we have the 9 of Cups. This is a wish fulfillment. What you want definitely wants you. You could be a channeler. You could be somebody that communes with spirit, somebody who easily gets messages from the other side or different dimensions if you believe that kind of stuff. Now I'm looking all about this and I feel like you could even play with energy, and it is a great way for you to pivot and find something that is more suited towards you. This could also be stating that it is great to embody and integrate all of yourselves as you see fit, of course, and as a therapist would see fit. But also, it's a great time to pivot and look at the energy around you, because if it's demanding, if it's old school, like, okay, we got to be a girl boss, we got to slay, or a guy boss, we got to be successful. Well, who defines that, and what exactly does that mean? And isn't that fitting into every other cookie cutter? Everybody wants to be successful, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just pointing out that those are just, things that are upheld in our society as like, wow, this is rare and they're so awesome and that's great. But what's on the inside of that? Like, everybody is striving to be successful in one way, shape, or form. And it's good to be able to do those and provide and to have, your finances straightened in your home and all of those things. Not a bad thing at all. But I feel like there is a higher purpose calling you, and it would behoove you to kind of play with energy a little bit and see what gives you joy. Sink more into what gives you joy, because it is no chance that you have come to this reading. And yeah, and I feel like you are leaning into that juicy self that is you. This Chariot right here tells me that you're moving forward with whatever it is that you desire. You're speaking more your truth. And I feel like even here is like from my lips to God's ear kind of a thing. And that's actually pretty cool. But I'm seeing just a ton of white. And I do feel like you're divinely supported, mostly because you have a very pure heart, a desire that was handed down to you from the heavens above, for lack of a better way of saying it. Now, I would like to know a little bit about who are your allies. Who or what are your allies, please? For pile 3. Hard work. Voice crack. Hard work, commitment, and perseverance, okay? Filling all of these little honeycombs takes a lot of work. Breathe, inhale, exhale, create space within. That's going to be very important for you to channel all of that energy, to play with that energy, and ask Spirit, okay, what do I put my work into? What do I put my mind into? What exactly and how would that look like, And I'm also being led to look at these wings and how they look very similar almost to the dragonfly. But with hard work, I feel like this is a commitment to you being the queen bee, whether male or female. Just, the cause is for you because you were given the divine cause. So this isn't supporting other people's businesses. Not that you can't do that. as well, but this is definitely doing your own thing. But even having like a team in order to push through whatever your vision and your dream is. Energy, intense passion, and power. Yeah, so, there is no lightning without thunder, is there? I'm not sure. But this also makes me think of a lung for some reason. This is giving me like lung vibes. If you guys are smoking or vaping, things like that, it might behoove you to lay off on it or back off on that for quite a bit. But I feel like the clouds are parting, and I feel like the intensity and the passion and the power is here for you. And that's how you are going to find your true north. Squeak. So your true north is here for you. And I'm going to say that because I feel like while you're embodying all these things of like self and abundance, and maybe you like to do face painting, maybe you're artistic, and maybe you like to paint things on canvas and do portraits, and maybe you like to sing, and maybe you like poetry with the spoken word. Any and all of these things. Maybe you're into psychology. All of those things could be even illustrated here. Even psychometry. Those things, could be illustrated. But I feel like you, out of all three, feel a little bit more diffused in your energy, because now you're finally learning how to embrace self. So the more you continue embracing self, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, your diet, your spirit, your soul, rehydrating, all things like that. Watch me get in trouble for this breathe card. Oh well. I'm going to say that you will find your path, your soul's journey. And for now, your soul's journey is to embody you, what gives you enjoyment. Now, let me tell you, if you have not had like a foot massage in a long time, I just went and got a pedicure. I had a way overdue pedicure, and, I just got to be really careful what I say here. But anyways, I am up and down a lot, and it just feels so good to have a massage and to kind of wipe everything out of your brain except for the feeling of just like, wow. So I feel like some of you guys could even kind of fall asleep and drool while that's being done. But I feel like regardless of what it is, if it's getting a full body massage, a head massage, or anything that you can, even I'm hearing Abianca. So that would be something that you might want to look up as well. That would be something that you can actually utilize if you don't have a partner, and things like that, because we do get skin hungry, guys. This is a real thing. So you could really look into like Abianca, which is like basically taking care of your body with like brushing and oils and things like that, and having like a ritual for it in a system. And it's very healing for you physically, but also psychologically and emotionally as well. So I don't know why I went on that rant or that I share that, but you're welcome to the TMI channel. What else is helping you? Who are your allies? Who or what is your ally? Your natural sense of caution. So while you're exploring and you're all about like, this is just my world, and I'm hearing that song by Orange Juice Jones. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but yeah, if you know, you know. It's a really funny song. It's a great song. Old, very old song. But anyways, use caution. I mean, you want to be careful of who you're speaking to about these things, about these gifts that Spirit has given you and that is currently given you, and how you are nurturing self in order for you to have like the strength and the comfort and the wisdom and the oomph and the vitality and all of those juicy goosey things that you want in your life, so that you can move forward, so you can be receptive to all the good things in life, but also to your soul journeys. So I feel like, once again, this is very open-ended, but this could have a lot to do with communication. So be aware what you're communicating. Maybe even like myself, giving too much information to people they don't need to know. I have a habit of just kind of being just real, and that's what I do. But yeah, so that is what I have for you. And I hope that you enjoy the reading. Much love to you. And until next time, namaste.